Another lovely day in the great state of Maine for this Wednesday, Keith.
Yeah, beautiful. And we're starting to see kind of more tourists trickle in this time of the year.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a good time to be here before it gets too crowded.
Yeah, like would I book a vacation in Maine for mid-May normally? No, but sometimes it works out. You know, it's not always.
It's a risk worth taking.
It is, yeah, and it's definitely quieter, so that is nice. And a week like last week and even this week, you pretty much luck out. We're in the 50s and 60s, but there's a lot of sunshine out there. The only downside to the day is kind of similar to yesterday, just not as strong. The winds are still out there behind that front, and now they're northwest instead of due west. So it's a give and take situation because this wind direction is a little bit feisty, but it's also a nice dry downsloping wind direction. And so that allows the cloud cover to be pretty much non-existent. And in this atmosphere in which you don't have much moisture, the winds are downsloping, you're going to have a really hard time creating, so to speak, your own clouds, like your fair weather clouds. So I think the rest of today is pretty much spotless here on the satellite, just nice and sunny. I don't know why I tilted in to show you radar there, because there ain't nothing to show you. So that's the rest of this afternoon. Stays sunny. Temperatures meander into the mid-60s, especially along the coastline. Typically in this wind direction, it's warmest along the coast and then coolest as you get into the mountains. That's what will happen today too. Tonight, temperatures will drop down into the 40s and low 50s. And tomorrow's the only day this week that I don't like. I don't think it's terrible, but we increase clouds very quickly from southwest to northeast through the middle of the day. And then showers start moving in the afternoon. And a couple of these showers could be pretty heavy, a couple downpours, maybe a rumble of thunder, although around 50 it's a little harder to do that. But this is welcome rain for the most part, because our stretch of weather the last week or two has been dry, and so this rain continues 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, and then it is out of here. We deal with low-level clouds for the beginning of Friday. Should be able to get a mixture of sun and clouds, though, by Friday afternoon, and a decent day to end the work week. Temperatures probably only around 60 degrees or so on Friday afternoon, but not bad. Now that temperature profile is going to change drastically over the weekend. We've seen this coming for a while, but just watch that ridge pop up here Saturday and Sunday. And so the large-scale signal is really good, and all we have to do now is nail down that wind direction to determine who's going to get in on the heat and who isn't. And I think most of us will get in on it Saturday and Sunday, and then it crashes back down for next week. So on Saturday, I think it's a lot like last Friday, if you remember that, where the wind direction is a little too south along the coastline. And so we're in the low 70s, even 60s, go away from that ocean influence, 80s, 90s, mid-90s into New Hampshire and western Maine. And you can see how that onshore flow kind of penetrates almost into Bangor by Saturday afternoon. Sunday, we turn winds a little bit more southwest. That's enough to get us to the 80s in a lot of spots along the coastline, upper 80s, low 90s again away from the coast, and again into New Hampshire, mid-90s 2 days in a row in May. Not the usual thing that happens, that's for sure. Thunderstorms end that streak of hot weather, and we go back to, you know what, if your downside after a front pad is 68 and sunny, that is not such a bad thing overall. We are oscillating, as you can see, between average and way above average, but that's pretty much where we're staying.
And you're right, a little rain won't hurt, because when it's this dry and this breezy, wildfires can be a
right,
problem.
yeah, and it has been, and the pattern going into next week doesn't look that wet either.
All right. Thanks, Keith.